What's up, world? It's your boy Jaron Ikner back again with another review reaction for Starstruck TV. This time we're talking about NLE Choppa's new album From Dark to Light, or I guess it's a mixtape. I actually don't even know what it is. It just came out, and listening to it on YouTube. And the reason why I decided to do this video is because of how impressed I am with this album. I think one of the big stigmas behind the current generation of hip hop is that they aren't trying to grow or speak on things that are outside of their immediate environment. And the idea of enlightening and expanding your ability to think and be great is one of the things that seems to be missing in the current state of hip hop. I think that a lot of people feel like a lot of these rappers have like these like suicidal tendencies. They got tattoos all over their face because they feel like they're not going to live long. There's all these themes about doing drugs and all these. I mean, these things that have always been kind of prevalent in hip hop. Maybe not the face tattoos, but these themes are now like at the forefront of hip hop. And there's all this the idea that these rappers got to have to die young and become legends early and stuff like that. I think about all the rappers that we've lost at a young age. A lot is due to this mentality. The list is pretty long. And so this has always been a problem in the current state of hip hop, is that didn't seem like these rappers had any room for growth, that they wanted to die young, join the 27 Club, etc. and so forth. And that's why I decided to make this video, because NLE Choppa, and maybe a lot of people are saying that this is a shtick, and that he's doing this for the clout or whatever, but there's a clear signs of growth, enlightening, higher elevation and frequencies, and the things that he's talking about in this album are some of the most insightful things I ever heard a modern rapper say. He's probably one of my favorite current rappers out right now. Him and Lil Baby, for this exact reason. And Lil Baby, you know, he was in the middle of a rollout, and he iced his rollout completely so he can do The Bigger Picture, which at this point is now his most successful song. He's doing it all over the place. But he didn't do it for that, right? And NLE Choppa, it's kind of the same thing. Like, I listened to this album, I gave it a peruse, and a lot of the things that he's saying are the things that y'all really need to hear. When I say y'all, I mean like the younger generation that listens to hip hop. This is what the true essence of hip hop is supposed to be about. Telling your story, but not only that, but giving these cautionary tales, but then also stating your goals and your intentions and your purpose, and sharing that with the world at a level that's beyond just like popping bottles and fucking bitches, right? And doing lean and smoking weed. This dude on this album, he's talking about meditation, he's talking about chakras, he's talking about elevating your presence, the responsibility of your spirituality, which is major. The song Moonlight with Big Sean's verse on there is probably actually one of the best verses I've ever heard of his career. Not necessarily because he's out here barring up everybody, but a lot of it has to do with the fact of what exactly he's talking about. Big Sean's whole last album has been on some woke type ish. So the fact that NLE Choppa tapped into him, amazing song. Excuse me. But yeah, I think that all in all, NLE Choppa has immediately become one of my favorite rappers just because of his lyrical content and the way he's presenting himself on this album. I think this is much needed right now. I think that we need more rappers being, and I wouldn't use the word vulnerable, but that's the best way to describe this, because that's the point of art, guys. That's why we do this. That's why artists come out here and we create, because we're trying to share something with you. We're trying to elevate and grow as human beings. That's why we're so important. You guys have been sitting through a pandemic this last 7 to 8 months, and artists have been keeping you sane. Guys like me, guys like NLE Choppa, with all these people, we've been keeping you sane with videos like these and arts and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, there's a responsibility on us. This is the Spider-Man adage, right? With great power becomes great responsibility. We need to be saying things that are going to take us to the next level. And this is not really a talk about spirituality and all that, because I'm not really trying to do that. I just really want to give this man his flowers for opening up that lane and bringing it to a mainstream platform right now, because everybody else is just kind of on some BS. And not everybody else, but the vast majority of the hip hop rappers in his tier are on some BS. I look at a rapper like Mulatto, who I love as a persona, and her talent is clearly there, but she ain't rapping about much in terms of actual content. There's plenty of other examples that I could put out there, but she was the first that came to mind because they're all in the same freshman class, right? And if you look at the freshman class, you have Rod Wave, you have Chica, you have these really insightful, dope rappers that really, really, really hope wind up being on the forefront. And NLE Choppa, his content, if you go back to his older music, was on some pop and lean trap, I'm gonna shoot you with my Draco type energy. But I think at some point he did realize his responsibility, hence the song title or the album title, From Dark to Light. He knew that he had to find that balance, which is one of the videos that he has for the video Bryson, where he's sitting, beautiful shot, by the way. It's like the opening shot where he's sitting in the middle with his legs crossed and he's sitting between night and day. And I think he is having a very clear understanding that his voice is being heard by millions and millions of people. If you're being heard by millions and millions of people, what are you actually going to say to them? Are you going to tell them that you're popping lean in the club, which bitch? Are you going to tell them that you're, I don't know, that you have more guns than everybody else? You can tell them that your homie's in jail and it might be your fault. Things like that. Like, I don't know. It's things that I've been seeing with the hip hop community with this current generation that are part of the cycle, but each time the cycle comes around, it gets a little bit more intense. And where we're at right now in the world with, et cetera, so forth, pandemics, elections, racial tension, just overall just impending doom in the world and society, we definitely need to have more music that is trying to show us the way. And when I say the way, I'm not talking on some shaman Moses stuff. I'm talking about the way that you can tap into your own understanding of the world and not just be force-fed by what the media and what these rappers are telling you to do. And a lot of that involves looking within and being vulnerable enough to understand your flaws, accepting them, and trying to figure out how you can use them, not to as an excuse or as a crutch, but as a way to be better and to be great. Because we know none of us are perfect, right? None of us are flawless beings. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about rappers, is that rappers tend to give off the persona that we are perfect. We're always driving the fancy cars. We're always wearing the nice clothes. We're always got the baddest bitch and all this, etc. and so forth. And the understanding behind that is, like, if you're growing up and you're looking at these images and you think that that's the way that it's supposed to be, and then you get there and it's not, which is probably what happened with this guy. What do you do with that? Do you just keep playing the game, or do you try to speak on it and try to bring something to light that's going to maybe possibly change it? He says time and time again throughout this project that it's his responsibility it's his responsibility. It's a Spider-Man thing, and I fucking love Spider-Man. So therefore, I love this album. So shout out to you, NLE Choppa, for dropping this really, really dope album. I was pleasantly surprised by this, and I'll be looking forward to more music in this light. Check it out, guys. Check it out. I know some of you old heads that like to watch my videos on Busta Rhymes and J Electronica and Black Thought and stuff probably won't be watching this video because you see the NLE and you see the word Choppa and you're like, nah. But I'm telling you that you need to go listen to this album. Please do. You will be pleasantly surprised, I think, to some degree. If I'm wrong, come back to the comment section and tell me how wrong I am, because you guys love to do that. Anyways, be safe out there. It is election day over here. So, all that. Wash your hands, stay safe, wear a mask, and we'll be back. I can't talk anymore. We'll be back with more videos for Star Straight Sleepy. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all the stuff that you guys be doing on YouTube. Appreciate y'all. Take care. I'm trying to stretch this video for 5 more seconds so I can get that juicy 10-minute data, right? Boom, there it is. All right, see you later. Peace.